They are now erecting new walls. We say our message today is the young generation of the United Kingdom can continue to trust in their friends in Europe. We don't leave you on your own. Yes, it is a victory of the populists. The jubilation of the nationalists on both sides of the channel show us Europe's future is now at a crossroad. The demagogues from left and from the right want to destroy Europe. And since Thursday, everybody in Europe must know what is at stake. Division or cooperation, walls or bridges, nationalism or Europe. And in one thing we must be clear. Today there is no EPP, no Liberals, no Socialists, no Greens. Today only one thing counts. We, the vast majority of this House, stand for the idea of a united, peaceful and tolerant Europe. And the populists should know this. We stand by this Europe today more than ever before. And someone else has won too. Those who spread hate and who use any tool they can find, even lies. The worst liars can be found among UKIP. On Friday, Nigel Farage said publicly that the promised £350 million a week would finally not go to the National Health Service. It had all been a lie. I asked Mr. Farage, if you had an ounce of decency in you, you would apologise today to the British. Shame on you. And I admit, I have also made a mistake. I have kept silent. I haven't voiced my opinion. And for the future it's clear, times of appeasement are over. We have to stand up and fight for our European project, dear friends. Wenn wir heute, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, über ein besseres
Ladies and gentlemen, if we talk about a better Europe today, then it's not the technical aspects of reforming the treaty that I'm concerned about. In recent years, I respect David Cameron as a politician, but he has made his political career on the back of Europe. He's carried out Brussels bashing, and nobody should be surprised if people don't understand that position. So, ladies and gentlemen, many national politicians react in a similar way, and I would say stop this simple populistic Brussels bashing and finally accept responsibility that is yours.
Europa braucht Veränderung.
Europe needs change. Nobody in this House will deny that, but we want to improve Europe. We don't want to destroy it. If we're going to destroy it, then there's only one alternative, the horrific face of nationalism. And people in Europe have to know that there is no second chance, there is no second-tier Europe. We need to have further results. We see that the UK has no leader, it is split. The Scottish are talking about a second referendum for independence. 4 million people are asking for a repeat of the referendum because of the lies. Johnson doesn't want to trigger Article 50 and has put forward no plan as to how they should make headway. The British pound has lost value. The summer holidays of Brits will be more expensive, and this doesn't just affect the UK. In the Netherlands on Friday, the pension fund lost 3% of its value. The Dutch pensioners are looking forward to further cuts in their pensions, and I think Mr. Farage and Mr. Wilders are at fault here. And at the side of Mr. Farage, you have Mr. Putin, who's extremely pleased about this result, and I think that says a great deal.
Liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen,
ladies and gentlemen, the United Kingdom has harmed itself through this referendum. Everybody can see how the UK has slid into a crisis of government. It is damaging itself economically and may even fall apart. That is the result if you leave the European Union. And for us, all of us, we need to respect the result. And that's why we expect, as the President of the Commission said, that an Article 50 notification will be put forward and negotiations will start rapidly. This has to be done with transparency so that the European Parliament can have its say. We need to make sure that there is no long phase of instability, because that would be poisonous. We need a clear clinical phase now. The UK has a good deal of sovereignty in what it's done, so in the discussions maybe we can establish some rules of play with some examples. Anybody who wants to sell its services and goods in the European Union has to stick to the rules of the European single market. That applies to Switzerland, that applies to Norway, and in future that will apply for the UK. Secondly, the second example that I'd like to pick up on. Anybody who wants to take Polish craftsmen, Lithuanians and other Baltic nurses and hospital staff, if they are being refused access, then we cannot accept that, because we cannot have first and second class citizens. The UK has to understand that too. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say today if the EPP will support any future withdrawal treaty. We will represent exclusively the 440 million EU citizens and no longer the interests of the City of London. For me, that means that cherry picking is over. Any crisis, party friends, ladies and gentlemen, any crisis constitutes an opportunity at one and the same time. Since 1989, people in Europe, in 27 referendums, have expressed a will to stay in the European Union. And here we have the UK referendum, but the overwhelming majority of the population of this continent want to tread the path to a future European Union together. And the answer that we can give is relatively straightforward. People expect of us politicians just one thing: do your job. Tomorrow, the heads of state and government will be meeting, and Brexit, I think, is really a clarion call for us to stand next to each other, shoulder to shoulder. If we want to deal with the serious issues, deal with terrorism, we should put aside our small differences. And if we want to fight for a future of our continent, then the people will support us and will help us towards the future. And last but not least, nationalism works against Europe. My homeland is Bavaria. I speak the dialect, I live the traditions. My nation is Germany. I fully support Germany in the European Football Championships. And my heart and my head lead me to be a convinced European, because this is my continent with all its diversity in culture, landscapes and values. And I will not be convinced by any nationalist here that that is a contradiction. I'm a Bavarian, I'm a German citizen, and I'm a convinced European. Thank you.